Start the party.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Hi lovelies, this is Ria Bone, Long Live Radio, bringing you another Tommy Robinson update, would you believe? So I woke up this morning and this is Tommy Robinson update number 3. If you subscribe to my channel, guys, be sure to click the bell because we're a live show, otherwise you won't be notified. I'm going to go straight to it. This is Tommy en route to, well, I'll leave it for Tommy to explain. Excuse me. And it looks as though he's lifted the lid off something. So I woke up to this one this morning. I'll change the screen and with no further ado, get on with it. Check this out.
An update again, another update. We are on over 140,000 signatures for our petition. This petition will be being handed in to the Army and 10 Downing Street. Again, what I found out today, I found out that one member of our armed forces somewhere was convicted for selling crack cocaine. He was found with tens of thousands of pounds worth of crack cocaine dealing. Okay? He did not lose his job. He's been given a second chance. I found out that on another barracks there are 2 people who have been convicted of sexual offences against minors. 2. They did not lose their jobs. So in the British Army, what we're saying is you can sexually assault women, sexually assault children, you can sell drugs, but if you have a photograph with a journalist, because that journalist talks about Islam, you will be discharged from the army. And I'm sorry, but that is not right, and people are not going to allow that. And what you're going to see now, which you've seen, because I've travelled down to and spent time today. I was supposed to be in Rochdale today meeting a father of a young girl who was sexually exploited as part of these grooming gangs. And I was supposed to be having a meeting, and then this has sprung up. So I put that meeting off, and I'm nearly there now. Okay, because I had to travel to another end of the country. I'm nearly there now. Now, if I had time, I could have visited 4 or 5 barracks today, because soldiers are contacting me from every barracks across this country. Okay, now this can be the fine. They say the army cannot be politicised, whilst they fly rainbow flags off the top of army barracks. Okay, what they've done with the fire brigade and the fire service. I spoke to so many soldiers today who said the only way you get promoted is if you're a mixed race lesbian. These diversity programs that are being enforced on them, and basically you're more likely to get sacked and kicked out of the army because of if you had a problem with diversity than you are if you fiddled with a child. What is going on? What is going on? How come again the priority given to if you talk out against an ideology, if you talk out against Islam? That's what this is about. It's about the forced common purpose that's being spread through every institution of Britain. But now you've tried it with the armed forces, and I hope now you're going to have a review in the armed forces. And that's not what I want. That's not what I want. Do you know what has most shocked me over the last 2 days? Is finding out how low the morale is in our armed forces. It's at the rock bottom. They are all fed up. They're fed up. They're undermanned. They're understaffed. They're treated like dirt. They're not rewarded. They're not respected. And then you try and destroy one of their lives at the age of 17 and ruin his career because he has a photo of a journalist. So I'm travelling. I'm going back tonight from up north because I've got a flight to catch in the morning. I'm travelling everywhere, and I'm meeting our armed servicemen. And the ones I met today didn't want their faces shown. Wasn't bothered about having their faces shown. They didn't care. They said they can't discharge us all. It is literally, I am Spartacus. Okay? They can't discharge everyone. I'm being contacted, and at the minute I'm making the conscious choice against what they want to cover faces, and I'm making that just until there's enough footage, until I've got hundreds and hundreds of serving soldiers who are saying, I am Soldier X. I am Soldier X. You think you're going to throw him under the bus because of the Muslim Council of Britain? The Muslim Council of Britain, who signed a declaration to say that our Royal Navy are fair targets for jihad? That's who you're bowing to? That's who the superiors within the army are bowing to, is it? I've got a recording here of a major in the army telling them, you need to unfollow Tommy Robinson. You need to unfollow him. If not, you need to get out the door. What? I thought our soldiers were signing up to give people freedom, not take freedom away. It's gone insane. And at what point are you, not just the people in the army, well, what point are people going to stand together and say enough's enough? I've also had some very encouraging messages as well, because morale's been rock bottom. But then I had a wife of a soldier who sent me a message saying in their WhatsApp group of over 100 members, morale in their forces has not been as high as it is now, because they finally see something's about to happen, and that I say that we say Soldier X. So Soldier X about this young 17-year-old boy can become so much more. That symbol can become so much more for all the wrongs that is happening to our armed services, to give them a voice that they haven't got, to undo the wrongs that are happening. If you look at our last military adverts for recruitment, I think they got 10% of what they needed to get in figures, because it was all about praying on the floor during a battle and respecting Islam, whilst men quoting the Quran are blowing you up. That's what you're meant to do. Unbelievable. And then it's got videos saying it's okay to cry in the army. It's okay to be gay in the army, but it's not okay to be a straight, young, English or British, Welsh, Scottish or Northern Irish straight male. That's not okay, because you'll be left right at the bottom. You'll be kicked out of the way while everyone else progresses up to the higher ranks. And when they get to their higher ranks, you know what they'll do? They'll kick you all out of the way and sacrifice you the minute you step out of line and say one single negative word about a religion. They're enforcing blasphemy within our fucking armed forces. So anyway, I am ranting because I'm just speaking to so many people, and it is shocking what they are doing, what this government are doing and embedding within our military. They've already done all our other institutions. The NHS is done. The fire brigade. It's all been weakened. Everyone will tell you that who's been in those jobs. They'll all tell you it. And now they want to do it to the army, the navy. That's what they want. And it's about time people stood up. So if you are serving in our country, and not just serving in our country, if you're old, if you're young, whoever you are, I am Soldier X. Get involved in that campaign. Show the size of the campaign. Show the size of the support. As I said, we're at 140,000 signatures on our petition, but they've been blocking the site. You have to come off of your Wi-Fi because it's been blocked. Say that out loud. We're holding a petition for a young man who has been booted from the army for having a photograph with a journalist, and our government are then interfering and making sure that people can't sign that petition. Is this Britain, or are we in Soviet Russia? What is this? This is what's happening. Yeah, this is what's happening. We beat the Nazis, didn't we? We beat the Nazis. We didn't beat the Nazis so that you can fire someone for having a photograph. Oh, no, we didn't. So anyway, share that petition. If you haven't signed it, it takes 1 minute. Give it a share, give it a sign, spread it. Spread it everywhere and keep spreading it. Because you see this campaign, I am Soldier X, it's only just starting. The people at the top who are making these decisions, who are definitely watching this video, if you think that 17-year-old boy is just going to be booted to the side, lose his career, lose his job, without the whole world knowing about it, because you want to hand him over at the altar, like we've handed over a generation of our daughters at the altar for multiculturalism, diversity and Islam to be groomed, prostituted and raped, you now want to sacrifice our soldiers because they dared to have a photograph with a journalist. Well, everyone's going to know about it if you do. Everyone is going to talk about this. Everyone. So, even the royal family, you should interfere in this. You can't. Anyway, share it. I'm gonna have a caller now. 25 minutes to go, and then we're gonna have our meeting, and then we're back on the road. See you later. And I would give you a song from Kev. Go on, Kev, give us a song.
Contemplating silent moment.
See you later. No, share this everywhere. Make sure it gets the views. You know that first one I done, it's had 1.2 million views, okay? Everyone's talking about it. I've got barracks contacting me across this country to show, not to say I support Tommy Robinson or every single thing he says or does, but to say that this is wrong, and I support Soldier X, and I support the rights. And for all the people saying, "Oh, but we're told we're not allowed to join political groups and parties." I'm not a political group or party. I'm not a member of any political organisation. I don't run an organisation. I'm a journalist, and I cover stories about what's happening in this country. So, good night.
There you go, guys. What can you say about that? He's lifted the lid off something else, isn't he? Get your comments in the chat. I'll take a couple of comments and we'll go from there. Yeah, it's what we got to do. It's one of those funny things where you think everybody's going to see that video, but I've been written to by a lot of people in different parts of the world and they hadn't seen the video. So that's why I'm still doing the I'm doing these videos and sharing it and getting it out there. The fastest way for me to get it out there is to go live across all the platforms that we go across. And I've been written to by quite a few people saying we had no idea it was going on. So it is helping, although I can see in the chat that Rebel is covering it. Yeah, no, great. It's great that Rebel is covering it, I've got to say. But it's still helping that I sort of cover it and get it out there as well. If you're just tuning in, this is Ria Bow on Long Live Radio. We've been following the Tommy Robinson story since the Army lads, since he met them in the garage. If you subscribe to my channel, be sure to click the bell. Otherwise, it won't go too far. I'm just looking through some of your comments. Davis, this was my first time to see the video. Thank you, Ria. You're welcome, Davis. Yeah, it's going to take all of us. We've all got to try and do our bit, as it were. So it's what do they call it? Excuse me. It's early. I literally just woke up, and damn, there's another Tommy Robinson update about the same story. Again, I got about 10 seconds in and thought, all right, I'm gonna do it in the here and now with you guys. Let me just clear my throat. I've literally just woke up. Sip of coffee, right? Oh God, sorry. Yeah, so that's where we are. And I got a couple of seconds in and thought, all of a sudden, that these army guys, be it young, medium, old, whatever, have got themselves a voice and they're jumping on board. So we've gone from yesterday with Tommy doing this calm, reflective point of view, getting it across and speaking for the unspoken for, to he's had a day or a few days worth of listening to these guys down the phone. And of course it would get you going, wouldn't it? It would get you going. So that's it, guys. I'm going to keep it quick, so I want people to see the video. I'll be live, hashtag Sunday Long Live, on Sunday starting at 8:30 a.m. GMT, 3:30 a.m. EST US, and 6:30 New South Wales, Australia. Hashtag Sunday Long Live. Come by. We're going to be playing some music and stuff and getting it going. Gary said it is good to share many times, Ria. Oh yeah, no problem, darling. Yeah, no, I'm encouraged enough from the messages I get. I got a lot yesterday saying people had no idea, because you don't know where it's reaching, you know, so every little bit helps. We need to sort of be a collective consciousness as far as I'm concerned. And I tell you what, I found out this morning. I've gone to, we've all, well, I don't know if we've all heard it about the Rosetta software. The Rosetta software developed by Facebook is a meme reader, so it can read pictures, they're saying. I've heard that it's developed. There were some big changes to the internet about 3 days ago. I've gone to upload the thumbnail with a picture of Tommy Robinson on it, and it won't let me do it. So, and then, yeah, that's what happened this morning. So I can no longer upload stuff in Chrome to YouTube in terms of a thumbnail picture. So I've gone to Safari, gone to upload a picture, you know, a standard microphone-y picture that you see with a picture of Tommy on it as well. It won't let me do it. It won't let me do it. They're coming in, guys. I'm not saying that applies to everybody, but that was my experience first thing this morning. And God, if they get a hold of memes, that's kind of bad news, right? I don't know whether to carry on or not. Let's have a look. Let's take some of your comments. Night and day. Morning, night and day. Morning, Gary. Morning, Davis. Anybody else? There's just 3 of you. So Tommy makes a very good point, says night and day. Rape gangs get away with what they're up to while serving soldiers get put under the spotlight and kicked out of the services for having a picture taken. Totally. It's absolutely crazy. So some young guys are going along. So you got the army lad story in here, haven't you? Where some lads, very young, they're babies, you know. Well, not babies, but they're like 16, 17, something like that, going along in life. And then all of a sudden they just meet someone, a journalist they probably don't know much about, and one of them's booted out, and the others, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I don't exactly know. And then you got the other story where the unspoken for army people in the army that don't have a voice. This is starting to come out of the story as well. All of a sudden, the army, the unspoken for army, have a voice via Tommy Robinson. So he's lifted the lid off something else. So if we take it at face value, what we've just seen from Tommy, all of a sudden everybody's contacting him going, yeah, look, it's the same here, it's the same there, it's the same as what's going on. So we've got 2 stories here. The army lads was the point in where it started, and we've gone from army lads, youngsters, real youngsters, they just won't know to all of Tommy's background, and then all of a sudden loads of other people are contacting him going, yeah, it's a nightmare in the army. Because if you're in the UK, if you saw the military adverts, it was just the weirdest thing. It's like you'd again woken up in another parallel universe. You know, they used to sell the army, because they're obviously not getting people in the army. And we've spoken about this in our shows before, where due to the lack of patriotism, because of the working people, feel that they don't have the voice that they have, because after all, these people up the top there are public servants, they're public representatives. When they cease being public representatives, you're then in a different system. Fascism, Marxism, communism, McCarthyism, mechanics, you name it, it's kind of gone wrong at that point. But we've got a developing story here, and I'll keep following it, guys. I'm not expecting to come on every morning when I've just woken up, but I just want to get it out there and help the story along. Hi John, how are you doing? Hi Silo. For those just joining us, I woke up this morning to another Tommy update, number 3. We've now got 2 stories developing. We've got the lads in the army that met Tommy, and we've now got, oh right, the army has a problem. People, their voices are now being heard, and it's coming via Tommy. He's got a lot on his plate. He's in court soon. You've got to give it to him, you know. You've got to give it to him. Davis says, had FB for 2 years and had enough and dropped out. Facebook, yeah, totally. The problem I had this morning is I've got our Sunday Long Live thumbnail, our sort of standard, quite a nice thing. I put a photograph on it, and I'd put a photograph on it of Tommy with the army boys, and it wouldn't let me, it wouldn't do it. So I think that change that I saw 3 days ago, I sort of in my own mind, I don't go on about the nerdy stuff too much, thought they were adding more proxies to T-junction signals, so they can control the internet. But is it Are they now running up the Rosetta software? I don't know, but it's what I do know is I went to upload our thumbnail, hashtag Sunday Long Live, with a picture of Tommy, and it wouldn't let me do it. That's what I know. Then I went for another one with a photo of me in the corner, wouldn't let me do it. And then I went for one without a photo, and it let me do it. Do you know what I mean? That's like, have they got the Rosetta software running now? I don't know, but something big happened to the internet. Night and Day says that I was pleased to hear Tommy say that many of the army lads he's met have been happy to show their faces on camera despite the witch hunt. Good for them. Yeah, we don't want them out of work though, really. We'll have to see, that kind of thing. Anybody I'm not seeing? Good evening, Johnny. Okay, did you want to carry on then? Shall I carry on a bit longer? I've got a little bit longer. All right, I'm gonna play you a tune, shall we? Shall we keep it uplifting? Mind you, then nobody will see the video, guys, so I don't want to do that. And the mission is for people to see the video. I'm not going to carry on, so I'm going to cut the stream. If you want to subscribe, don't forget to click the bell. Get over to our D Live, because I think YouTube, I don't think they're going to be about. For people like me and people like you, I don't think it's going to do the job for much longer. If what I've seen today is what it could be, and that is the Rosetta software running, the end of memes. No, I don't want that. Right, guys, I'm going to cut it off because I want people to see this. I would hang around. Maybe I'll flick back on after this, but I want this video saved for people to see. Love and peace always. You take it easy, and I might pop back up live, but I definitely want this one saved, okay? Let me just get the buttons here. Love and peace always. I'll see you another day, right? Or maybe in a bit. Bye-bye.